Welcome to Marky Ready Set Go. This week I've got a treat for you. I've got a multi-millionaire bare knuckle fighter. Lou Powell, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Lou, I'm busy and not as busy as you know, mate.
Oh, I'm definitely busy, yeah, so...
I mean, I saw you pull up outside in the Lamborghini.
Yeah, I did pull up in a Lambo.
Wow. I mean, that's a car to own, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had a few, but yeah, so it's all about cars, so...
I tell you what, you're all over social media at the moment for a big fight. Yeah. What's going down?
Well, call it a big fight. It's just going to be a big knockout and the guy can't fight. Somehow I got wrapped into it. I mean, I retired probably 3 or 4 years ago from sort of like, I've done the bare knuckle, the professional MMA and stuff. And then my friend Dan Lockwood, who has Lockstock Promotions, he's done a good thing with what he's doing. And he kept asking me to fight enough. I said, not a chance. There's no way I'm going to fight. I've done nothing in the last year, as unfit as you can imagine. And then a few fights pulled out, and he said, Louis, put a comment up, said, will you fight? It's that Shadowboxer. Then, yeah, I'll fight him on 1 day's notice. And this was, I think I took the fight on, 3 or 4 weeks' notice. And he then sent a massive rant going on. I can't say half the things that he was saying. And I've had him every day on social media.
Non-stop. Yeah. The Shadowboxer is non-stop. Do you know what? I'm going to say it. I'm going to expose him. He's actually quite a nice guy when you talk to him. But he does have an online persona that is relentless, and he is literally arguing with himself a lot of the time and doing some cooking in a greasy kitchen.
Yeah, I think he's lost the plot. He does argue with himself. He's just not right in the head. So.
I tell you what, I'm a big fan of the Miller brothers, so they're great.
Yeah, no, I'm good friends with Jimmy. Jimmy's fantastic, and I've known Mickey a long time. I'm good friends with Mickey as well. Mickey's a bit upset. I cornered... There was a guy with no cornerman, so I cornered him. And then I think Mickey had stepped in. A fair play to Mickey, I'll give it to him. He stepped into a fight on the night, and he was saying, look, I'll drop, but Jack's a real fight. He said, no, I don't want that. I want a real fight. So I said, listen, whatever Mickey's saying, take it with a pinch of salt. A fight's a fight, whatever he's saying. And he obviously got upset that I'm saying this. And then I cornered him, as I would corner Mickey or anyone else. But he got really upset, and then Mickey's tried to headbutt him, choke him, all sorts. And then on a break, I've jumped in, not to do anything, but I wanted the fight to continue. So I've jumped in, and then Mickey thinks I've got involved. So he's on one as well, and he's obviously Shadowboxer's best pal, isn't he? So yeah, but there's no hard feelings there. He's just not right in the head. But
I'm not going to say he's right or wrong in the head, but yes, yeah. Mickey is. I've seen Mickey fight everywhere, but no one cares about Mickey tonight. Everyone cares about Lou Powell. Yeah. Now, Lou, there's so much to you. More than just a fighter. 100 properties you own, multi-millionaire.
Working towards that 100 mark. So
24-inch biceps.
I wish, mate. So
it's like Hulk Hogan's here.
So yeah, no, I mean, business is everything to me. So I set goals. You know, I mean, I'm a family man. I've got 2 beautiful children, and everything's about them. So you know, I know you see me pull up on the cars. I don't care about. You know, I actually live a real. You know, everything I'm wearing's Primark, really, and obviously my Power Property t-shirts. So I don't care about fancy stuff, fancy holidays. I really couldn't care less about that. I care about my kids having everything that I didn't when I was a kid. So that's all I care about. Looking after my family. You know. Do you
want to know what I care about?
Yeah.
I care about finding out about your first track. Now, your first track, Shaggy, It Wasn't Me. So.
This one's going to get me in trouble. So, obviously I like the song anyway. Now my little boy's 4, but I guess he was about 2.5, 3, and he heard the song and he'd sing the odd words. And it was quite funny. Like, we call him the silly man, not Shaggy, the other singer in it. So, and he'd laugh along with the song, but slowly he picked up more and more words. And now it's his favourite song, and all he wants, he goes, play the silly man song. And I've had to try and duck and dodge playing it to him, because I don't want him learning all the lyrics. But it's his favourite song, and it makes me think of him. So, you know, it's just, when that song comes on, I think of my gorgeous little boy. So, you know, I'll show you some pictures afterwards. He is the cutest little boy in the world. So.
Let's spin this tune.
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
Nice track, nice guy, but you're also a bit of a bad man. You've just had a Shark Tank. Yeah. Can you explain to everybody at home what this is?
So a Shark Tank is when you spar, you have a fresh guy in each time, and you're not allowed to come out. So I'd be in, one guy would come in. So the lineup was tough though. So it was Cole Hobley, who's a world champion bare knuckle fighter in multiple weight categories. And he's got a chin of stone. He's one tough man. So he was first on the list. And I had my coach, John Orchard, multiple time world champion kickboxer, fought on the same circuit as Andrew Tate back in the day when Andrew Tate could actually fight. He can't fight no more, but John can still fight. So, and they had a list. There was about 7, it was maybe 10, only 6 or 7 turned up. But then obviously Cole and John jumped in for the last 2 rounds as well. And I was just saying, if I don't make perfect sense or I slur my words or I completely forget what we're talking about, that is from having a tough Shark Tank just before I got it.
I tell you what, before I used to spar, I fought out of ZT Fight School in Brighton.
Oh, wicked. Okay.
And I used to sit there in the car, psyching myself up to go in there and do a Shark Tank.
Yeah.
And every time I actually had to fight, I couldn't have cared less.
Yeah.
I was so calm and everyone wondered why. It's because I took such beatings in Shark Tanks.
Yeah, exactly. Train hard, fight easy. That's what it is, isn't it? So,
I mean, you've got good teeth though.
Yeah,
so you're not getting hit.
They're my normal teeth. Yeah. So, well, I've got a couple of black eyes, but I don't really get hit a lot. So I spar a lot. So I spar most days. But I'm very defensive. I don't really. So my coach is all about defense first. Although when I fight, I don't know if you've seen my fights, but it's I've knocked out everyone I've ever fought. So but in training, it's don't get hit. So you don't want to do brain damage. So I don't want to be slurring when I'm older.
I mean, they always say be careful of a pretty fighter.
Yeah,
you know exactly. What I mean? See? Well, what is your next track?
Oh God,
up.
Here we go. So let me look at my list. Let's see what we got. So, oh God, why have I picked these? So Usher Confessions Part 2. So, I mean, everyone has their confessions and things they've done. I like to try and be a good person. I look at myself as an honest person. I hate liars, but we all have our confessions, and there's probably a few ladies out there.
Well, we're going to go and confess right now. Well, now we've done our confessions. Is it a confession about your life?
I'm not too sure, to be fair. I'm trying to think well, actually I could probably pull one of the songs up. I mean, it's not really a confession for me, but it's probably an interesting fact, to be fair. So one of the tracks is ODB, Baby I Got Your Money. So it was a song I used to play, my dad used to play to me when I was younger. So I guess from your question is he spent a bit of time, well, half his life inside. So, the song reminds me of him, and I've got a very good relationship with my dad, so, it's just something that makes me think of him. So, yeah.
Because I've talked to you on the phone a few times and you've brought your father up and he seems to be a very prevalent figure in your life.
Yeah. And
that's a beautiful thing to see, a father and son that,
Yeah, no, we're like, I mean, we could kill each other at times, but we're the best of, the thing with me is I've had an interest in upbringing, to say the least. Like, I've come from nothing. I mean, nothing, but my mum and dad would give me anything. If I asked my dad to jump in front of a train for me, he would do it in a heart. My dad would do anything for me. And so would my mum. So like, regardless of where I come from, they would give me their last penny. Like, do you know what I mean? So, that's what I'm the biggest family man you ever meet.
And I love that. So let's get down with the least family song to remind you about the best family.
Perfect.
Well, now I'm feeling in a family kind of mood with a wholesome song like that. So you've got this big fight coming up.
Yep.
You've been out of retirement because you fought bare knuckle, MMA,
yep,
boxing.
Yeah, done boxing, done a lot. So yeah.
Which was your favourite?
So bare knuckle, I've got to say. I love the bare knuckle. When I did it, there's Jimmy Sweeney. He was world champion. So he was sparring down in one of my gyms. I turned up in a flash car, and I think they all fought. The owners, Joe Brown. Joe Brown's top guy. He's one of the owners, so they all turned up, and I think they thought I was just some kind of like rich kid or something. And I've jumped in there. And Jimmy's one of the best around. And sparring. It's not real fighting. But I've had a good spar with Jimmy, and it's not gone the way I think they thought it was going to go. And they've gone, who is this guy? And then honestly, they were like, look, we're trying to get more business people in. We're trying to make it more professional. We want you in, So I just jumped in there. They're like, well, how much money do you want to? I was like, nothing. He's like, stop, come on, with negotiations. What do you want? I was like, I'll do it for free. He's like, have you seen this? I said, no, I'll just do it. I've rocked up there on my own, no entourage. Everyone's got 20 men with them, all this. I'm just sat there on my own. I remember wrapping my hands. My coach hadn't even turned up. There's people coming in with half their face hanging off. I was thinking, right, this is as real as it gets. But I loved it. It was excitement of not really, I mean, everyone's had a punch up, on the streets, but this organised professional fighters doing the bare knuckle, and God, does that hurt your hands?
Yeah, I mean, there were the two things I wanted to touch on that. I've had some coaches that I was fighting at the Troxy, and they got stuck on the motorway, and I had to go out on my own, and it was horrific. So how you dealt with it, because for people that don't understand, you're in a room. It's not like one room how you see in the films, like per person. It's 40 people in that room, and you're warming up, and someone goes out and they've got the look of like, what's going to happen? And they come back and their face looks like it's been for a mincemeat machine. And you're like, oh.
Yeah, with the bare knuckles, the cuts, they open up so bad. And you don't see it. Like, I remember when
Did you break your hand?
Yeah, my whole hand. Yeah, I think that was one of the first punches I threw in one of the fights. So, but my opponent, he flew in from Italy. And I remember thinking he weren't that cut up or anything. I saw him after the fight and he had gashes in his head. It's brutal. The cuts are real bad. So, I
mean, the pain of being hit from bare knuckles is unbelievable. It's like nothing.
Yeah.
It's not like when people have done a bit of white collar boxing and they go, I've had a fight. And you go, what, 18-ounce gloves?
Yeah.
No thanks, mate. It's like getting hit with pillows.
Yeah.
And when those gloves get smaller and smaller, the MMA gloves, it feels like the reason why you wear the gloves in MMA,
protect your hands.
Protect your hands, not to protect their face.
Yeah.
But once you strip the gloves away, it's like razors, isn't it?
Exactly. So I remember my last bare knuckle one. So I had the whole commentary team going. The guy was in the corner. I was about to finish him, and my hands were hurting so much, and I was throwing hooks around the side, and I wasn't. And he was leant over, ready for that uppercut. And in my head, I was going, I'm not throwing an uppercut and catching an elbow when I'm about to get him out there. And I remember the commentary team going, why is he not throwing any uppercuts? Is that inexperience? Or that? I remember I heard them and I'm like, no, I just didn't want to hurt my hands. They hurt bad enough. Got him out there anyway. But, definitely a chance. But MMA I do love as well, because that is real fighting. So regardless what people say, as tough as you are with your hands, if someone double legs you and got good jiu-jitsu, you're a fish out of water.
Well, do you know something? I've seen, obviously, I've been around the fight game for years, but I've watched a lot of guys that are real, very competitive jiu-jitsu fighters, very good, scoring very well on all the cards. You put them into MMA and they do very well. Yeah. But they also, there's even some of the guys, I'm not going to mention the big jiu-jitsu, brands, let's call it, but some of the high guys, they get hit and they don't like it.
No, 100%. I guess there's a different level. Some people, I hate the phrase but there are fighters. There's people that are born for it, and with jiu-jitsu, you can be very intelligent, very good at it. Yeah. But you're not really, some of them just aren't fighters. They haven't got the grit. And I think you need to have a bit of that. You get some real guys that they're not that good, even in boxing or whatever, but they're gritty and they'll go through and that can push them through to a certain level. And some jiu-jitsu, because jiu-jitsu is you can be, a complete normal person and do jiu-jitsu, because it's friendly, it's fun. You get your killers in jiu-jitsu, killers in jiu-jitsu, but at the same time, you can have the nice normal people. So it's a real mix of people, and those normal people can get good at it, but you put them in a real fight and they fold once they get punched. And if you've got good wrestling, and that's my thing, I can wrestle.
Sub wrestling.
So I wrestled a lot with a guy called Stefan Vasil, Romanian in the Olympics. He was tiny, and
I've met him.
You've met him.
Yes, I did a video.
From Exile in Southampton. So he was in the Olympics, and my God, I thought my wrestling was good, and he used to play around with me, and he was incredible. I trained with him 3 or 4 times a week with a guy called Jordan Miller. He's an MMA coach down in Bournemouth.
Jordan Miller.
You know Jordan?
Of course I do,
Jordan's fantastic actually. So he's really good. Do you know what? He's got a lot of losses on his records, but anyone I spar, I'd probably say he's one of the hardest people I find to spar MMA out of anyone I've sparred. I sparred Mickey Miller.
But he was House of Pain, wasn't he?
Well, Mickey Miller?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say, but that weren't a sparring match. That was, sorry, Mickey, mate, but it was barely competitive. But all the good guys, Jordan, obviously I sparred everyone, but Jordan, he's got great cardio. He's good at everything. He just never really had a coach. He coached himself. So, I've got a lot of time for Jordan. So.
I mean, there's a lot of fights down there. It's a very tough area, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Very tough.
Yeah. So there's some good fighters down there. Definitely. Jiu-jitsu's very good. I mean, Ippon's got some great...
but the boxing's good down there as well. People don't know the Mace Ruegg.
Yeah, I know Mace very well. Yeah, shout out Mace. I love Mace. So, he's good stuff. He's a good little fighter, mate. So, I remember sparring him when he was about, I think he was about 15 or something. And obviously I'm quite a bit bigger than him. I've jumped in the ring and we're at a bit of a rough gym. And as I'm sparring, he's a young kid. I'm trying to jab him. And mate, he starts shouting. He's saying, hit me. I'm like, all right, mate, I'll hit you, mate. But he's game as they come. Very talented fighter.
I mean, his father was one of the best boxers of his generation, yeah?
No, I know his dad's a great
son. Danny Ruegg.
Proper tough guy. So they're about it. So
and his Danny Ruegg's wife.
Yeah.
She's one of the top fights. She fought on the Zuffa fight card, didn't she?
Yeah, sorry.
Crazy. Insane. I tell you what, you do seem to know everyone, but let's get to your next track choice.
Yeah.
So we've got some tunes pumping.
So the next one on my list was Pow. Lethal Bizzle, I think it's Forward Rhythm, but it's Pow. But obviously, my name being Louis Pow, every single fight I've ever had, that's my walkout tune. So when I hear that, I get the adrenaline going. So I love fighting. It just makes me think of that.
Well, let's hope I make it through to the next track after this, because he's a very, very big man.
We'll see about that.
Okay, now you're looking pumped up. You've got the devil in your eyes. Now, you've done all these different things. You've lived this different life, and you're here, this big property tycoon. You don't need to be fighting.
Oh God, no. Everyone thinks I'm mad. So, even when I was in the bare knuckle 3-4 years ago, I mean, I just love it. Like, everyone always asks why I do it. I love adrenaline. I love the challenge. I love the excitement. Not that Shadowboxer is a challenge. Let's put that straight. But I love the fight scene. I like everyone around it. So,
I've got to ask you a question, right?
Yeah.
I know how I felt before the fight, right? Yeah. Now, because our training was so vicious, how I felt. Can you explain to all these people that they're never going to walk that path?
Yeah.
Because you are doing this for fun. You're not doing this to feed your family. Yeah. You're doing this because you want to be there.
Yeah.
Tell them about it.
Well, anyone that says they don't get nervous, all that stuff, they're absolutely full of it. I've had so many of my friends go, "Oh, I'm not nervous. I can't wait." And then they can do the blood pressure monitor, and they're like, "Sorry, you might not be able to fight tonight. You're through the roof." So everyone gives it stacks. Now, the first fight I ever had, you see me on fight night, I'm walking around all night, like having fun, like just almost having a party. Like I genuinely love it. My first fight, I was so excited, but I remember going out there trying to warm up, I couldn't throw a punch. And I thought, what is going on? I couldn't get warm. First round, I'm gassing. I thought, oh my God, this is horrendous. And I guess the pressure got to me on the day. And luckily, I'm running away from the opponent in the second round trying to catch my breath. And I've just knocked him clean out. And he's gone straight through the ropes head first. So I was like thinking, thank God for that, because I didn't have another round in me. And what I realized was, it was me overthinking it on the day. So what I did ever since that fight, I will tell myself every day, I'm going to lose. I'm going to get knocked out. Even Shadowboxer, which is mad. So I say, Shadowboxer's going to knock me out. I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose. And I drive that into training hard and hard and hard. And the day before the fight and the day of the fight, there will be not a negative thought in my head. If someone goes, how are you feeling? I'm great. I'm excited. I can't wait. And whether it's false confidence or what, the confidence is there. Like, I cannot wait. And the walkout, the build up, I love it. So I don't get nervous in the slightest. Sorry.
Do you know, they did a scientific test, right?
Yeah.
The difference between a PGA golfer and a pro golfer, right, is fractional.
Yeah.
They did a confidence test on the same people. It's a real thing, scientifically, right? And the science behind it was the confidence in the PGA guys was so much higher that they took that chance, they took that extra bit, and that's why they're the best. So all of the best sportsmen in the entire world, it's that final bit of like, I can do this.
Yeah, that's really interesting to hear about that, to be fair. But then you got to look at people like, well, Muhammad Ali, Prince Hassan, that pure belief in himself, it transpires, doesn't it?
Do you know what? I've seen fighters that when you've been warming up, and when we were talking about this earlier, you're warming up in a room full of a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's only when you're lucky enough to be the headline that you get to do it on your own, or maybe if you're lucky co-event.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've warmed up in, stairways, toilets. Like, you couldn't swing a punch.
Yeah.
And you're just sitting there doing, it's called swimming, this thing we're talking about, where you basically hug each other and try and out hug each other. And it warms you up quite quick, and you have to gas out, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then once you've gassed out, people don't really get this bit. That's the bit where you're like, right. And it like eradicates all your nerves.
Yeah.
And then you're like, let's go.
Yeah. there's nothing better than the feeling before the fight. I mean, there's a lot, everyone obviously experiences different things, but I just love it. I couldn't think of anything better. If I had to choose between going away on holiday, being on a bloody yacht, so, you know, driving a bloody nice car, oh God, I shouldn't say that, but taking out the girl that I'm seeing, the beautiful Curly, I'd choose to have a fight all day long. I love it. I really do.
Do you know what I think is so crazy? That moment when you're warming up and you go, right, I'm ready. And then someone knocks on the door or a little runner comes up and they're like, right, you ready? Gloves? Good. Come on, let's go. And then you just look back at all your teammate and you give them this thumbs up. Yeah. And then you might get a hug if you're lucky. Yeah. And you walk out there and everyone's hammered drunk. Yeah. And you're looking at them and they're like, they're going to smash him up. And you're like, what do you think I'm here for, mate? I'm about to inflict some punishment legally. It's an odd feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a good feeling. And yeah, you do, to be fair, no matter what they say when you're walking in, you are thinking, what the hell am I doing? Like, what is going on here? But no, I love it, man. I'm getting excited thinking about it, mate.
Was that moment when you're like, why am I doing this for these people? Yeah. And you look around and you're like, you didn't even buy me a Christmas present. You know? But you know what? It's amazing. It's an amazing feeling. Yeah. It's huge adrenaline rush.
Yeah, I'll tell you a great thing to do. Any of your fights, look back on the cameras and look in the crowd of your friends and see their reactions when you're doing well. I love doing it. So the people that you think are close to you, they get frustrated when you're doing well, or the other guy, you could see their reactions. It's something that not a lot of people do, but it shows who really wants you to win and who's there for you.
I tell you what, I can't wait to watch this show. I am so pumped. Do you know, talking to you're like a massive energy at all times. Yeah. And you know, you said to me, I work constantly. I said, yeah, I work. And I was chatting to you and I'm doing something and you're doing something. And I was like, this guy's on fire. Yeah. This guy's like 200 miles an hour.
So I'm up at 4 a.m. every day. So I go every day, 6 days a week. I'm up at 4 a.m. and I work till I go to sleep. I see my kids every day. So luckily the baby mom's great. She will bring the kids over every day where I am.
No baby mama drama?
No, we're like best friends. She's honestly like couldn't have a better relationship with us. So she's brilliant. So and yeah, what was your question?
We're talking about the high energy. You can see the ADHD kicking off.
Work. So yeah, I'm up at 4 a.m. every day. I work till I go to sleep. You know, see my kids, see my family. I'm just 100 miles per hour. You know, can't even keep track of a conversation. Clearly.
Do you know what? I think ADHD is a superpower. I tell you what we need to do. We need to play another track though, so we keep the music gods happy.
Yeah. So the next one on the list is Jamie Foxx, Unpredictable. I mean, this is a bit of a random one. So I moved out when I was quite young. So just, well, I think I said earlier about my dad being away, me and my mum, bit of conflict. So, well, I was kind of sleeping in my car and then I was staying in, this is way before that. No, because this is before this. This is when I stayed in someone's apartment, and there was a CD in there, and it was the album from Jamie Foxx, and I didn't really like most of the songs on it, apart from that one song, and I had nothing else to do because I was on my own, so I used to just play it over and over again. So yeah.
Once again, that is an ADHD trait.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't been diagnosed, but clearly I've got it. This is me on a calm day.
Listen, this guy is pure energy. He's resonating energy in his aura. Okay, listen, let's get down with some Jamie Foxx. So you were talking about sleeping in a car to owning 100 properties. What's the secret?
I mean, once again, I could always go on back and see my mum or whatever. So I had a bit of a family fallout. Then I was sleeping on my mate's couch. Do you know what? Actually leads on to a song. So I don't know if it's a bit further down the list, but
let's play it. Let's go.
But
your show.
So basically, obviously, I come from nothing. You know, I've worked every rubbish job. You know, well, rubbish job is no rubbish job, but every hard job. You know, construction, all that stuff. You know, hotels, this and this. And I was working in a protein shop. And I had no money. And this was in 2010. Now I used to go to the gym every day. And I'd get stuck in traffic, and there was a Vauxhall garage with a 2010 sign. 10's my lucky number. And I said, I can't keep doing this. I want, set a goal of what I want to do. Now, it's not a lot of money. Well, it depends on your perspective. But I was like, I want to have £5,000 before that sign turns to 2011. And I'd sit on this road, stuck in traffic, because I'd go over it after work. And I'd sit and make plans and goals, how I was going to hit it. And before that sign turned to 11, I saved £10,000. That was the first milestone I hit. I negotiated shares in the company that I was at. I changed a few things around. That was a protein shop. And then I went on from there. And I don't know if you want to jump into I can tell you what the song is.
Yeah, let's go.
So, it's Tiny Temper, Written in the Stars. So that song was just big right then. It was always on. So I just remember always catching that song as I sat in my thoughts, making my plan to hit 1 billion.
Well, let's get a little bit of Tiny Temper kicking in. Well, great track. I want to get back to this. So what happened next in this incredible... So 2010, you've done 100 properties.
No. 2010, I had nothing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And 15 years, yeah.
Yeah. So
a decade and a half.
Yeah. So hard graft. So
that's incredible. So what happened next?
So so negotiate shares into the protein shop. That went real well. Then I moved on to lots of different things from a tattoo studio. If you name it, I kind of tried it. But
the tattoo studios, I've had them.
Yeah. So I've not got a tattoo though, weirdly, which is strange.
I, on the other hand, had the lot.
You definitely haven't got one. And then I moved on to sales, something else that I'd never really been involved with, which then moved on to health and life insurance. And that was one of my big first as business, to be fair. So that was really successful. And then whilst doing that, I started got involved with developing 3 big houses as my first ever thing, which all went wrong. I done it with a very good friend of mine, and he stood on it. I put a lot of money into it, and he could have kind of, not returned the money, even though it went wrong. He returned it. That was the first one, went horrifically wrong. And then from then, my business model is I'll buy something outright. So this is my major business for my portfolio. So I'll go in there and cash buy something. And I'll get it so far below market value because I'll complete in 4 weeks. Now, luckily, I brought a house at 25%. I lent the person money and then slowly brought 100% as he wanted to release equity. So I ended up owning a house with no mortgage. So then I pulled 75%. This one actually sold, but the business model is I'd normally pull 75% out and then reinvest that money and keep going and going and going. And then I was trying to aim to hit 40% margins in every property I brought. So for simple maths, I brought something for 100 grand, 140, and then slowly I'd build it up. So then I'd be buying stuff for say, £1 million or whatever, and I'd be trying to get it to 1.4, and sometimes you're doubling your money on it depending if you get the right deal. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing now. There's been a lot of stuff in between. You name it, I've done it, from dog products to bloody anything you can imagine.
What is the weirdest job?
The weirdest
company job.
God, you killed me. Yeah. So when I was 17, I lied and said I was 18 and I did butlers in the buff.
No, that's amazing.
So I lied on my application and said I was 18 and I used to go around to hen do's and in a little apron and
squirty cream.
Yeah, and just brides aren't loyal. Let's put it like that. The one getting married. I won't say no more.
I mean, we actually had one of the original Dream Boys, Dave O'Donnell, that's coming down presenting the show on June 27th at Dorchester Castle Lock, Stock, Fight show. So, yeah. I mean, he's there. So you'll get a Dream Boy and you're a Dream Boy. Everyone's a Dream Boy. I look like a melted candle now.
Yeah. No, you look good, mate.
Oh, well, listen.
I like the tattoos. The tattoos are sick, mate.
That makes up for the rest of the body, mate. But, dude, right, let's get your next track going because I could talk to you non-stop.
Yeah. All right. I think the next one was Migos Fight Night. So, now with this one, so actually when I was in school, I snapped my leg in half. I was playing rugby, 2 people, 2 different ways. My leg snapped straight in half, dislocated it. I'll show you the scar. I've got 2 metal screws from my knee. So I was in a wheelchair for a little bit. And basically, do you remember Fight Night Round 2, the game?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So now I would beat anyone blindfolded on that game. I played it every day. Obviously I had a broken leg, I had nothing else to do, so I just sat and played that game over and over again. So it just one, it reminds me of that, and 2, it's quite a punchy song, isn't it? So and it also makes me think of Roy Jones Jr. because he's my favourite fighter. So he's, and Mike Tyson. So yeah.
Well, let's spin that tune.
Let's do it.
So talking about Mike Tyson, you're very, very, very close friends with an incredible dude, Joe Egan.
Yeah, Joe Egan. He's a top bloke,
awesome,
proper gentleman. Doesn't drink, and he is about it. Like I'm nuts, but he's nuts.
He's got a head like a tombstone fist, doesn't he?
One of the toughest geezers you ever meet. So obviously we were at the show when it all kicked off with Shadow, and Shadow's lucky because he upset Joe Egan that night. So Joe pulled him aside because Joe's the governor, and he said, "Listen, you know, there's going to be no trouble on Danny Arkin's show. Do you know Danny?
Yeah, of course.
And he's a governor as well. Danny's a naughty boy, a proper naughty boy. And he said, look, none of these antics, especially not with Cole Hobley, because he don't do all that drama stuff. He just wants to fight. He's a fighting man. So he's told him." And then they've done all that antics with Cole, pushing him over. And, mate, I think Joe Egan would have, it weren't out of respect, you know, I think he would have killed Shadow, and I wouldn't be fighting him.
But you know what? I talked to Joe Egan the other day about coming on his show, and he's super busy. He said, look, Mark, when I've got a bit of time, I'm going to come on here. And when I was talking to him, do you know what? He is a genuinely nice guy. I've known him for years, and I didn't think he'd remember me.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're Joe Egan. And he went, oh, Mark, how are you? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
He's chatting to me, and I'm like, I hadn't seen him in 15 years. And he went, oh, last time I saw him was hammered drunk at BKB. And they were stopping everyone going everywhere. And Joe spotted me, and he's gone, and this was, remember Dave Courtney?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. And Dave used to come watch me fight all the time. And he was going, come here. And Joe just buzzed me through, let me through everything, sorted me out. And I was like, oh, cheers.
He's a top fella, honestly. A right hard man and nothing but manners. And that's what a real man's about. It's not about no bullying, no nothing like that. It's about, he can have it of anyone. He can have it of Tyson. He could be put down by Tyson. You know, and a perfect gent, not a bully, just that's a top bloke. That's a man, in my opinion. That's a real man. Yeah,
do you know what? I completely agree with you. That is a real man. Now, I can see you looking at your list. Let's get up the next track.
All right, this one's a bit more, oh God, this one. So this is Twist of Sunshine. Now, I'm busy. I work all day, every day. I'm always doing something. So weirdly, the only time I'm kind of like chilled is when I'm driving. Say, for instance, when I come here, and for some reason, Twist of Sunshine, it's just quite a happy song. I'll try and sing along to it. And God, if you heard my singing, you put like this, you kick me off the radio right now. But it just puts me in a good mood.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad you are in a good mood, because the people that aren't watching on the YouTube channel, the people that are listening in, you cannot see this guy. Can you imagine the old WWF action figures?
Yeah.
That's what you look like.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah. I listen, they're terrifying. You're terrifying, but this track is absolutely sublime. Now, you've taken us on a musical journey. You've got a rags to riches story that is incredible.
Yeah.
You're the coolest guy going. What is next in your box of tricks that you're going to throw out on the table tonight?
What, for a song choice or?
I mean, listen, story, song, go mad.
Let's see. Oh God. This is interesting. So, Lewis Capaldi, Forget Me. This is, I kind of wish I didn't put this one on the list. So, obviously I told you how close I am with my baby mum and stuff. Like, we're like best of friends, and we had a bit, like, it was my choice to end things, but we were so close. But, I caught my daughter, like, upset listening to this song, and I asked her what it was about, and she said, oh, mummy's always crying to this song. And, it just cuts me up a little bit. So that's one that's on the list.
But you know what? It's a beautiful tribute to your amazing parenting skills with your wife. Let's spin this tune as a big thank you to all those baby mums out there.
Yeah, no, she is a great baby mum, so she deserves it.
Well, now you've shown up as the family man. You've proved you're a good guy. You've got this incredible story. We're running close to the edge on the clock. So now in the final rounds, the last moments, what's your last track?
Right, well, we'll pull it right away from the family man. So it's Eminem's Superman, and it's just a reminder of stay away from psychotic women. So because I've dated a fair few of those.
And on a completely unrelated note, my auntie has said, can you call her back? Lou, thank you. You are a crazy big bag of energy. It's been amazing. Regency Towers has been set on fire with your behaviour.
I've had a great time. I've enjoyed it. It's been real good.
We can't wait. Now, I want to know more. I think everyone else wants to know more. How can they find you?
Well, if they want to follow me, I mean, the best thing is probably I'm terrible for being on Instagram. So it's Louis Pow 10. So LOUISPOW 10. And somehow I've been pulled into this kind of I'm definitely no influencer, definitely not, but somehow I've been pulled into all these guys, and I'm posting quite a lot at the moment. So if you want to see some interesting stuff, they can follow some of the stories on there.
Well, if you want to see a real life action man, you get onto that Instagram right now. This is me signing off, and remember, so moted be.